Hey everybody, let's get in the first part of this 20th day. As you know, we're sharing some really useful vocabulary through this channel. So keep learning, keep growing your vocabulary level. So that's why you can compete, with people, and simply you can even dominate to other people. Whenever they come to, whenever they would like to show that your vibe is not match with them, and then they want to show you as you are in a lower position or status. So in that case, you have to show your your level, how what kind of people you are. You have to prove yourself with but simply for your simplicity, you mustn't have to prove yourself ahead of anyone. But one thing you mustn't have to forget, that you have to talk, that professional way, that people come to say that what a person he is, really a great person. So in that way, you have to get some compliments from other people, so that's why you can also become that person. So you reach up to get all these things over here. So what do you think about your career? So don't you think you have to get all these things in time? So if you guys are not thinking about it, then you're gonna forget your existence, or something like that. But first of all, you have to constitute something better in your life. Once you come to able to constitute the meaning of your life, then simply you can able to get to engage, or to what leads yourself towards somewhere where you actually wanna be. So all these things takes times. The balance of all these things is really crucial, for to get all these things over here. So having the knowledge and wisdom is not enough. We have to execute each and everything over here. Only in that case we come to reach at at our destinations. So this is really crucial, and you have to cognize of for you mustn't you have to cognize of not working on your career. If you guys are thinking that you are truly concerned about your career, but you are not working over your career, then how can you get success? You cannot able to get success in your life. So that's why you fall in troubles or something like that, and you can even you don't feel like to I have to move ahead, I have to get something really precious things in my life or something. Like you won't have this kinds of perception in your life. So that's why you come to fail in your life. So for this kinds of thing, you have to remember one thing, that you have to what you have to compartmentalize positive things and negative things, and then you just have to remove all that negative things from your entire life, and then you can simply able to get, and you have to just simply have to remove that kind of positives from your mind or mentality, whatever is around you. You have to think about all these things, and then you can simply come to know what is actually happening over here. So in that case, that's really crucial, and you have to understand over here in time. And then, so would you like to divulge anyone's secret or anything like that? What kind of impressions or anything, like what kind of reaction people will react at your message? Any kind of thing, that whatever you are sharing through the channels, or something like that. What you will get from all the people, or anything like that, whoever is ahead of you and behind you. Do you think really that is going to work for your career or something like that? What kind of perspective you have to add your career, something like that? Don't you think about your career or something like that? What kind of perspective they will come to? They will have to add you. Whenever you come to divulge someone's secret, or they might have a permission. You might have permission with those people by saying, I don't want, I'm not gonna share or any kind of things what among the people or anything like that. But somehow you have shared. You mustn't have to share anything among the people or other people, third parties or anything like that. But what you have shared somewhat somehow. So it is like a draining, innervating your energy from your mind or something like that, and then you come to feel like, oh, what? And then you feel like you have already drained your energy, innervated your energy, and then you kind of move ahead toward your career, toward something where you have to be. So this kind of perception can be what occur in a mind. So simply in that case, you come to what uh stuck somewhere. So that's why I want to say that never ever feel, never ever get stuck anywhere. Even you get stuck somewhere. You have to well, you have to stand up, and then learn to walk alone. So that's vibe is really matters for your career, for your whatever you wanna get in your life. That's really precious. So don't treat each and everything over here as how there's a really bug. Existing things only are over here in my life, and then even a lot of people come to say it's really what uh, what what a person are over here, everything is looks like boring, tedious, and hideous. Why do how do I have to go through this way or something like that? If I'm going to get nothing at the end of my life, so that's why do I have to hard work? So lots of people come to say that they have this kind of perception can occur from their mind, so that's why they are not leading themselves toward positive, toward their successful and what professional successful path or way. So that's why they're falling troubles, and the traveling they keep traveling, they're falling troubles. So that's why they have lots of obstacles in their life that they're still facing, and they're gonna face, because they haven't the awareness toward their success that they have to do something for their career. If they are not gonna do anything at this present time, then they're not gonna get anything in their life. So that's why, you have to make your decision accurate, when your decisions are accurate, sharp, or you can give the each and everything in an intensive way, and then in that case people come to respect your positions, in this generation, only the execution only get rewarded, so I accept that nothing is come to rewarded. So that's why you have to execute each and everything. So believe in executions, and always be learn to be adroit person. If you are not adroit person, then nobody will like to be with you, and always go through the efficient efficacious way. If you have that efficacious way, then simply you can able to get something better than other people might not have ever expected or something like that from you, but you are actually changing all these things in your life. So this is really crucial, it's matter for you, or make your discipline like uncontrovertible. If it is like you have this kinds of you have made this kinds of policies and strategy to get to fulfill, to finish, to complete in time. So that's why everything has to be incontrovertible or undeniable. In that case, you can simply come to stage each and everything, but never ever you mustn't have to treat yourself as a malevolent person. You never come to treat yourself as a malevolent person, then you come to only negativity will occur in your mind, and then you can able to appease yourself, and even satisfy your demand whatever you accept from yourself or something like that. So you have to learn to bolster yourself instead of uh, what do you get after sending other people? Nothing. So it is better to bolster yourself and just impart this precious time to yourself, and your invest this precious time on your achievements, and then something like that, so always be so don't be altruistic person. What people are over here altruistic, a lot of people are over here, and at the end they are not getting, they're not even respected by other people, and they are seen as nothing in the eyes of this community's member or people. So that's why it is not better to be being also an altruistic persons, always do the same thing that what other people have done with you. You have to stay with a calmness and peacefulness, but never ever go through get into that way, or that kind of negative parts or something like that. What you will get after from engaging in all these kinds of things. So you have to go, so you have to deductic. So all these things are whatever I'm saying over here, that might be like deductic, or something like that. So what even a lot of people are over here really eruditic, erudite, but they don't have that kind of sense or humor, or that they have to say in their life. Lots of things are over here that people are neglecting. So that's why we might not have to face over here that kind of problems. We can embrace, but this time is not about caring about these kinds of things. We are over here to get something better, that we are not achieving in our life. So all this is matter except your what their perspective perception, whatever you have within your mind. So all these things matters. So accept your perception doesn't matter over here. You have to what if you go through the incessant way, that's really matters, because you're gonna work personally over your career without hesitation, awkwardness, or you don't want to stop. What you will get after stopping somewhere? So that's why you have already saw what clarified that I'm not over here to stop and to get relief or to rest over here. So I'm even the journey seems like nebulous, but I'm gonna work over it. So that's why even lots of things can occur in my life, like threatening, ominous or something like that. But I'm not gonna care. I'm gonna take, even these are like sporadic things for me. For sporadic things for other people, they can be, but I'm over here just to I'm gonna say it's embrace even each and everything, like even they are ominous ominous or that kind of things and activities can be within my life. I'm just gonna embrace, and that's it.